Welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing Wakko Warner from Animaniacs. So let's get started. I'm first going to start with an oval shape for his eye and slanted slightly in, and then an oval shape on this side for his other eye, again slanted slightly toward each other. And we'll add a kind of a oval shape in the top here for the highlights. And while we're here, we'll just kind of shade in around that highlighted area. Okay, moving a little bit below the eyes in the center, I'm going to add the nose, and it's going to be a kind of an oval shape horizontally. This and a little detail line on top that kind of curves into the nose. Okay, let's go above the eyes here in the center, and I'm going to bring around a nice curved swooping line down to the side. Same thing on the other side, but it's going to be a little lower since his face is kind of like angled to a side a little bit. So curve line up and around, bring it out for his cheek, and we'll stop here because we're going to add his tongue and his mouth. Curve line around on this side for his other cheek, and we'll stop about here. Okay, for his mouth, we're going to add a single curve line that comes down and swoops up. And we're going to make that kind of even with almost the eye, the bottom of the eye here, line across, curve line down. Now here's the opening for his tongue, which is going to be a big curved line that swoops all the way down and back in. Okay, a little line in between for a detail there. And then above, we'll add another kind of a curved line down for his teeth. To finish up his mouth, we're just going to add a curved line up and around like this. For the bottom of his chin, we'll kind of parallel that with another line. Okay, let's work back up top on the rest of his head here. So I'm going to add some kind of zigzag lines for the hair on the side here. We'll bring the line up for kind of the top of his hat, which comes across and around to the other side and curve it in. And then for the top of his hat that goes all the way around his head, I'm going to come up on a curved line. Now stop here for an opening, and we'll bring a curved line all the way up and around for his ear. And then we're going to make a kind of a slope curved line that comes down, bump out, and then a curved line up and around for his other ear. A little oval here for kind of the opening for his hat. Here we can actually close it off because this ear is on the other side of his face. A little curved line here for the back of his hat, and then here's the brim since he's wearing a backwards baseball cap. Okay, let's come down for his neck and his shirt, which is going to be a curved line out and a curved line across. Little bump lines down for his collar on both sides. Bring it across, and here we'll make his stomach, so it'll come out at a curved line, and then a bump line, which kind of slopes down, and then back up and around to his back. Little curved line in here for a detail in his shirt, and now his arms extend out to the side. So here's the inside of his arm, and then the top kind of part of the outside of his arm. Little curved line for his cuff, and now we'll make his hand and his fingers. So here's his top finger, curve it up and around. Another finger there, and then third finger here, and then his thumb is kind of underneath and out to the opposite side. Like this, and then we'll bring it back in toward his cuff. All right, and finish this off with curved line for the inside of his body. For the other side, and the arm on the other side, I'm gonna make a curved line out, and another curved line for the other part of his arm underneath, curved line around for his wrist this way, and then his fingers come up. Just some curved lines, 1, 2, this one slopes all the way around, kind of slopes in, and we only see those 2 fingers, the third one's on the other side, and then his thumb is underneath with the curved line that comes up and around, and then his kind of the back of his hands comes back into his cuff here. We can add another detail there for his cuff, and another detail here for his cuff on this side. Okay, maybe some more detailed lines in his collar. Okay, and let's come down and finish off his body and make his legs and his feet. So curved line down, and we'll do another one here. And his foot is going to just kind of curve all the way up and around. So about 1, and then 2, 3, and we'll connect them on the bottom, and it's going to come all the way back to the back of his leg here, or the heel. Little detail line inside for when we start to color, and then I'm going to bring this line out and across, curve line down for his other part of his leg here, and again swoop around similar to what we did on this side. So it's 1, 2, 3, and curve it back up to the other side of his leg, and then another detail line on this side. Okay, and we can't forget about his tail, so it comes from the back of here, curve line up here parallel, and then we'll just make it come on the other side, curve it around, and meet it there. Okay, so now I'm going to start to add some color to this really fun drawing. I'm going to start with a black marker first and fill in all of the parts that are dark on his body here. So I'm going to start with kind of the hair on his face here, and the kind of the contrasting color on his face. I forgot to add the hair on this side of his face too, which is a kind of a thicker line that comes around here, and then a zigzag line on this side. So I'll fill that in, and this comes up and around, and just fill in this space above his eyes. Okay, his ears are also filled in black. Okay, working down, we'll then come to his neck and fill that in. And then his tail. We'll add a little line there for his skin kind of underneath his cuff. His tail, again, underneath here. And then his top part of his legs around this little bump line. Pretty simple color scheme for this guy. I'm now going to go into a red color for his hat and a couple of his features on his face. So I'm usually using my regular technique here. I like to kind of broaden the line or the outline so I don't go out of the line too badly. If I do, I can always come back and kind of just thicken it up or fill it in. And then I can kind of broadly color in the larger section. Okay, I'm going to leave a highlight on his nose, so it's kind of that top part, and just make an oval shape there. And his tongue will fill in right as well. a gray color, and what I'm going to do with the gray color is fill in some of the shadowed areas. So this back part here, we're going to do his, actually this is the gray color, that was more of the bluish color that I wanted to use for a shirt. That's okay. Right there, and then this part of his hat is kind of underneath, so it's in that shadow area. The inside of his mouth, I'm going to go a little darker on that too, so that's going to be kind of more of a pencil shade. And I like to use different materials. It gives it more of a texture and kind of a tone, and you can kind of really control the shading or the darkness that you want to use. I'll darken this up a little too. And a little shading to his face as well while I have the pencil here. Make it look a little more realistic. Okay, and let's go back into this this blue color here. So this is going to be for his shirt. It's kind of a light blue color, coming around the back of his body here, filling in the broad space. A lot of detail areas on Wakko here, so really fun to draw, just a little bit more kind of taking my time and really filling in some space more. Alright, I think I'm just going to fill in the hat a little bit in some sections. And that's going to conclude the drawing for Wakko Warner. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. He's a lot of fun to draw, and give him a try. See you next time. Bye.